All right, we can get this started. I think we're at 6 o'clock. First off, welcome everybody and thank you all. It's been a long time since we've seen each other. Nobody looks like they've suffered badly. Everybody looks about the same, so that's good. I hope you all had a great summer. And I know Jamie's not going to be with us this afternoon, but looks like almost everybody else is, except for, let's see, we're missing Chantel, huh?
That's our new member.
That's our new member.
We never met her because we haven't met.
Well, we met her online once. She was here for one meeting so far. I didn't get any minutes from May 26th, and I don't assume any of you did, so we can bag through that. There are no citizens petitions. So now, anybody have any communications or reports they have?
I would say the only thing I have is still running into some of the teachers and everything else, and building wise, they have no complaints with the buildings, at least up in the middle schools going on. I haven't heard too much on the elementary schools, you know, administration problems, they have different things, but the building itself, that's all I asked them about. Then they're very satisfied with the building.
I'm taking it that nobody else has anything. So we can move right to consultants. Kelly, you're up.
All right, so I don't have much to update. For the middle school, we have completed the state change order review process. We're waiting for one final piece of document from ONG to start audit. And that will begin shortly, if not December, if not January. And that will finalize the middle school. For the elementary schools, Cutler, we have completed the state change order review process, but we do have one last state change order to submit. It's just a reconciliation of all the fees, the contingency being returned back to the town, other fees from ONG being returned back, and then a few other like bond items in that PCO. So that will get issued, and once that state change order gets to the state, we'll have one more review of that one, and then we can start the audit process at Cutler. Besides that, we are done with punch lists, done with all open items over there. For West Side, we are up to, I think, 11, state change order number 11 have been reviewed. We're waiting for the state to complete their review of the remaining state change orders that they have. We also have one more state change order to put together for West Side as well. And then same thing, when that gets issued and submitted to the state and reviewed, we can start audit process on West Side. And like Cutler, there's no more open items either. I think I hit everything. Greg, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, sounds right.
Or Sam, correct me if I'm wrong.
Be happy to. Or do not.
I have one question. With the elementary schools, we used to get the change orders, the updates and everything else, the cost efficiencies, what it was over cost and everything else. Have we received the final yet on both elementary schools? On percentages of change orders, what's the extra cost, what it's costing us? What are we going after if we're going after any monies?
We're not like going after, say, like the design team. Is that what you?
With the work itself, where maybe where it would have been Rick, Arcadis, and Sam met together, we changed something, or other things came in. We had the 4 categories that we had in the columns. I was just wondering if we had a final piece on that with numbers.
Yeah, I can get that to you. Absolutely. I don't have it right this second, but I can get that for you. So you can see the percentage of the architectural PCOs, the owner PCO changes, the unforeseen PCO changes, stuff like that.
Yes, I would appreciate that.
Yep, no problem. But yeah, we're not going after. So usually, say there was 3% or higher in or 5% or higher in architect changes. There may be something where it's like, hey, like the owner accrued this much cost because of your documents, and you may take it from their fee or something. But I don't think we were ever at that point on these projects.
Great. So do we foresee any issues or problems coming up with this?
No, not at all. It's going smoothly. Just waiting for the state. Barbara Fabiani with the state's been great to be working with. She's reviewing everything. She's had a few questions, but she's been very reasonable with mine and ONG's response back to her on eligible costs.
Very good. Any further questions for Kelly? All right, moving on. Greg, do you have anything?
I don't know, do you guys want to like just a budget update kind of thing? It doesn't get into the details of the change orders, but I do have just like an overall, high altitude look at the budget, where we are and stuff, so I can pick that up and show you. What we have here is got the 3 schools,
Are you sharing this with, so that Mike can?
Yeah, they can see
Oh,
this, yeah.
beautiful, thank you.
I believe. Can you see this, Kelly, the spreadsheet?
No, I can't see anything.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah, you have to go in through,
go through share screen.
yeah, you got it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now click on it.
Oh, you're gonna go to
Hold
the
on.
school cost
Yeah,
budget.
go to your school costs.
Is it up there?
Share screen.
No,
It's loading. Something's coming there. Yep, I see your background now.
There we
See
go.
that now?
Yep.
Okay.
there we go.
This is just a real general look at the budget where we are today. The budget numbers here, this adds up to what was approved by voters many years ago, the 184.5, 3 schools. And there was a line item in there for land acquisition for 4 million for the middle school. At the time, didn't know if the Merritt property was going to be available. That was never touched, so that was transferred over to, we can call it savings, but it's really money not spent. These are the current totals to date for the 3 schools. As you can see, they're all below their budgets. The 2 elementary schools, as Kelly mentioned, there's a final reconciliation change order. Those numbers will go down. So once we get those, we can update this. But the overall savings from the budget, is about, for the schools, is about $10 million. And if you add the land, we're about 14 million under what was approved by the voters. Just to give everybody a real broad brush look at the budget. If we look at the reimbursements, okay, sorry,
That's where I'm going.
the reimbursements. This is a chart that Rick put together. Again, we've got 3 schools here. This is the cost to date, the reimbursement rates. Cutler, the Mystic River is at 80%, the other 2 at 47.5%. The potential reimbursement, we're taking about 95% of this, assuming that some of those change orders aren't going to be reimbursable as far as the state is concerned. And then multiplying by the reimbursement rate, and then the estimated final cost of the town, and that works out to about $80 million, bottom line. Did purchase title insurance for the 3 properties, so that didn't really show up anywhere, so we just added that. So that's about where we are right now. But like I said, this number will probably go down slightly once we're all finalized. Kelly, if there's anything you want to add, or if I missed anything up there.
No, that's perfect. I like how you put these together. So great job.
And Thames did go under new construction.
Yeah,
There was that conversation that we were waiting to see. Hopefully, if we got to build his renovation numbers, which would have been 10% difference. So we're staying in this building.
this building is new.
Yeah, they did that before they built it.
Yeah, but there was that was some of the conversation. They were going to try to still get their old number.
Excellent. Does anybody have any questions about the numbers?
No, when this is all done, is there a presentation to like the town council or something? I just think it's important, like if we saved potentially that much money to make sure, I'm just thinking for future projects.
Yeah, no,
To let
definitely.
them know that.
This to the council once it's all.
Yeah, we'll bring it.
Exactly, because, next time we have to go to some referendum, somebody's gonna say, well, we spent $180 million on, well, that's not accurate. And we want to make sure that that's.
Doesn't matter what you tell them.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that if we are given any opportunity.
Before you
to
know,
share
that number will be 225.
Well,
Right.
they're already trying to spend money now with the future deals. I do have one. We're
Right.
saving estimated $14 million on the 184. Our cost before anything, before we even started the project, was estimated it would cost us 84 and to be 100,000 in grants. So in the long run, after reimbursement and all, we're saving, let's say, $4 million
For what? Yeah.
on
For
our
the
side,
taxpayers.
instead of the 14 million.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
It's fair.
Hopefully some of that will be applied to the bond. Rather than
Either
spent.
that or to fill up the coffers, so when they can bond something else, which they're looking to do. deals.
I think, Sam, they're looking to do some of the lights. Yeah.
Normally, I mean, they just don't, once you approve that money, they're gonna use.
Well, that's very myopic.
Right.
And there's even a fight about the lights on the field at the moment. There are a number of individuals that are not happy about that, but paying down the bond would go a long way to saying, look, not only do we get your schools, but we cut X number of mil out of your tax.
I agree with you, but
And
usually
that's not for us to decide.
no, but
either, so.
usually once money is spent, they.
Oh, it's not spent.
Spent. Oh, no, I know that. I mean, I know it's not spent. They can do whatever they want. Like, they can put it back in and pay the debt off, but usually that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but all this money too is being spent at 100%.
Right.
Instead of the 47% now.
No, it's still getting spent at the 47%, but
It's at the 47.
For the lights?
No.
If they're going, that's what I mean, if they're
No,
going.
that they're taking that 100% out.
That's
lights- the
what I'm
lights-
saying.
No
The
reimbursement.
other money on that is.
the lights would have never been reimbursed.
No,
anyway.
we already know that.
Right.
So that's,
All right.
all right. Moving along. Anything further, Greg?
No. Sorry.
Wonderful. Sam, you're up.
So I guess it's basically for your information, because I don't know whether the town council is going to assign it to the committee or not. When we get to that point. We're working on a solar project at the middle school, and it's been going back and forth with the attorneys for months now. So I think they're making more than it's actually gonna cost the project, but
What a surprise.
so we finally got the okay to go with to get the superintendent to sign PPA for that, so.
Oh, good, good.
We can order those parts for that stuff, so.
Nice.
Hopefully this week that'll get signed and we'll move forward with that project. The second item is the field lights at the Groton Middle School. We're in the planning stages with that. We were told by the town manager to move forward with it. So we're in the planning stages. We were down there yesterday, locating conduits to make sure that we have open conduits, et cetera.
Yeah, we left
From the
them,
building.
we left them there, didn't we?
Well, there are some, and some have been used for other things apparently, so. And nothing is exactly the way that it says it is on the plan. But, so we spent the day yesterday locating the conduit so that we can have the lights on top of towers for the airplanes.
I was gonna say the FAA having,
They have to be on the generator backup, so
Yeah.
we had to find that conduit yesterday, which we did, so. It's in the hands of the lighting company, and also Kent Frost are working on the plans for that, so. The third thing that's going on is the town did authorize money to redo the roof at Charles Barnum School. We haven't met with an architect yet on that. It's set aside for now. We will be working on that probably in the spring. We'll start getting together with an architect and move forward with that. I'll try and keep you updated on that. Also, presently, we have there is a state HVAC grant for schools that's available. And they gave us about 30 days to get everything into the state. I don't know. And so I'm working with a consultant right now, and we're looking at the vintage part of Fitch High School, which would be the business area, culinary arts, and some of the art rooms down there. And also Charles Barnum School, which does not have central air, but we're looking at exactly what the engineers were here before yesterday. I'm trying to remember what day it was. Today's
Yes,
Thursday.
those are the guys that were measuring the hallways and doing all that. Yeah, 2 days ago.
We had the engineers here looking at both Fitch High School and Barnum a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, and the last time was just the other day. So they'll be coming up with some ideas, and we'll be submitting that. I think it's due at the state December 1st, so we'll have a heck of a lot of time for that. So we're working on that. Just for your information, Torrington called me. They're going to be doing a high school, middle school project, and they called to ask if we were satisfied with the roof at Groton Middle School. We have no complaints about it. I do have to train, my guys need to be trained on repairing that type of roof. We have other, let's just call it rubber roofs for purposes, but so we know how to repair the others. We've been trained on those, but this one's different than all the rest. So we're working on getting our guys trained on that, on repairing them. Not that we've had any problem, but we want to be ready. Sure. Because the seagulls do like to drop shells on our roofs. And other than that, as Kevin has alluded to, the schools are, everybody seems to be pretty happy with the schools. We've had some problems with some doors, so we are still in the shakedown. We're in the middle of the shakedown. I always figure about 2 years for the full shakedown by the time you get done. So that's what we're at.
What
You
was
haven't
the,
you haven't had any major issues at any of the schools?
No, not me.
Heating and air conditions all?
Well, we did have,
I was just gonna ask about the glycol. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, we've had some problems with the glycol. They added some equipment to that at the middle school. We don't have any major concerns at the moment, but we're keeping an eye on that.
Did we have a leak there somewhere, or it was
We
missing?
didn't know if it was a
Find it?
leak or
That's what
not.
it means.
Oh, we don't know where it went.
We have no idea where it disappeared to.
Wasn't there one at Thames, though, at
Okay.
1.2?
What's that?
Wasn't there a leak at Thames?
What kind of?
I don't know. I thought there was a leak and I thought
No,
Jamie had
it's the
mentioned something about
The compensation around.
the condensation. Is that what it was?
The
I
compensation.
didn't remember her saying that there was.
The issue we
Yeah.
had.
Sorry,
We had
go ahead.
the one in the leak, it wasn't a leak, it was the worker thought his bucket was going to be big enough to fill with glycol that he was draining, and it wasn't big enough.
Okay.
Should come to the job with a big bucket.
But last time we were talking, they were gonna do some testing, because they had thought perhaps if they put two smaller reservoirs in,
Second reservoir.
they did put the second one in. Okay.
And Jamie's been keeping track of that. So. At Thames River School, Thames River Magnet School. We did have a problem. It seems as though, well, we're not really sure, but it looks like there was a lightning strike that caused some problems. So,
Oh, yeah.
so we still have some classrooms that don't have lights. And Kelly has assured us that those are on their way any day now, right, Kelly?
We'll talk later.
Jamie's not here. It's okay.
Well, I think they ordered them in, Ferguson ordered them and it was back in August, and the 90 days is right around Thanksgiving time. So again, you know what, that 90-day or the 12 to 16 weeks that you've been promised something's coming, or whatever they're promising you.
So is that what all those Ferguson envelopes are? They're in my car.
Maybe.
better and shit, we're still in the Pacific.
Blockade issues.
That's about it. So if you have any questions?
So that's the problem. The fix is just new lights? Or you're assuming that's the fix?
Well, no, it's not new lights, but there were some parts that we're waiting for to repair the system.
Somewhere in the future, would you be able to let us know with the new buildings compared to the old? Especially on, I guess, on the middle school, knowing that West Side was ridiculous in cost for heating and everything else, how much the new school up at the Groton Middle School, are we saving more on utilities, be it electricity, heat, no matter what going on for the whole year, or are we spending more?
Well, I don't have to look at the numbers, but I would bet you that we're gonna be spending more because we have equipment that's running 24/7. We have central air in the building, which runs a lot. So,
Well, I just go with the argument when West Side was so inefficient with everything on the heating there compared to the rest of the buildings.
well, I'd have to look at the numbers from West Side. That was a few years ago, so. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make a comparison because they're two.
Yeah, it's
different systems.
totally different layouts,
But
Size.
different square
Actually,
feet.
today you can't go with the dollar sign,
Yeah,
the usage.
we're at 100% outside air, so our equipment is running to make sure that the air exchanges are totally different than they were
Right.
aside from
And
color.
I would bet to say it's more efficient.
It is more efficient, but running more, so
It's gonna cost.
even
more.
though you're doing LED lighting again, the lighting's on more. We're using the buildings more probably. Everybody's happy to go there. Everybody wants to get in there, like the fields, everybody wants to get on that field.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've created a monster. Anything else for Sam?
Oh, that's it.
Excellent. The last item on the agenda
Oh, yeah. Dates.
is
Wow, that was quick. I might actually be able to go home before I go to the high school.
Yes.
Thank you.
that was the whole plan.
Thank you.
If we-
Appreciate that very much.
If it's the same, so I would just make a motion to accept the dates.
Did everybody get a chance to look at them?
No, is it just so every other Thursday,
Yeah.
6 o'clock?
Here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they don't mean anything. to me,
Yeah.
but-
Well, the
No,
nice,
you know what I mean? Like it doesn't.
I don't really.
the ones that I was worried about were things like, well, the first one that sticks out is usually Thanksgiving, but the 16th would be the third week next year, so
Yeah.
that's not even close.
Right.
Having no idea when Easter is,
It's a Sunday.
Easter.
Sunday.
Friday.
It's the first Sunday after the first Monday after the vernal equinox.
Easter 2023 is the 9th.
I'll just say.
Good.
Motion to move all these numbers, and if there is a conflict with the numbers, we'll
Make
just
it
cancel the meeting and call for a special meeting.
We have a motion on the floor.
Second.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion passed. I'll send it on to the powers that be. We have to have it to them before the 1st of December, so. Thank you all for that.
I was just looking to see when I'll see you. Well, we have.
Very good. Now we've tabled the minutes for May and I will put together, I guess I'll put together minutes for this one, Greg.
We could off the recording if you want to. Justina do that. That's helpful.
Either way, let me know how you want to do it.
All
I'm
right,
happy to do them this time if you want, but
all right, if you want to do them. But I can have somebody do them in our office.
Okay.
For recording in the future, that help.
and that way we can get the May minutes out to everybody. So we can- otherwise, does anybody have anything additional? Excellent. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
I'm gonna text Jamie, tell her it was a short
Thank
meeting.
you all.
Yeah,
She could have brought the best.
she could have brought her guests.
They could have sat there in the audience and
I almost brought the dog.
I had someone bring a dog to an interview today.
So what's with the single black fingernail?